and he picks it up, and he's like, I heard something. And the businessman's like, of course you heard something. This is a very busy block here. And he picks up this cricket and he goes, wow, you actually found something. He's like, yeah, I recognize that sound, and so then he put it back. And then they keep walking again, the same thing happened. He actually heard something else, and he's like, I think I hear like a little squirrel on the side there. So then he shows him the squirrel, and he's like, man, your hearing is amazing. I think most of us would be pretty amazed if there's a really busy street in New York and you're hearing squirrels and these little things here, crickets. Then all of a sudden, they get to a really busy, almost like New York Stock Exchange, like really busy street where it's like, we have the bull there, everything like that. And then all of a sudden, the Native American picks up, like goes into his pocket and throws out a bunch of coins on the ground. And everyone who was there with business suits just jumping in and grabbing these coins. And he's like, what'd you do that for? The businessman was kind of upset. And he told me, he said, people only listen to what's important to them. Okay, so some of you guys have come here and are doing very, very well in different areas of your life. People think I always work with people with depression, anxiety, PTSD, but I also work with people that are doing very, very phenomenally well. And wherever you are in life, there's a reason why you're listening to this information. I always used to say that a coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous, right? So what we're going to talk about today is the emotion code, but there's a saying that says that most people are pushed by pain and then they're pulled by vision. So I want to tell you guys my pain. Is that okay if I share my pain real quick? Yeah. Okay. So 3 things happened to me. First of all, my father is actually seeing me for the first time here. He's actually an oncologist. My father wants to say, well, I had to come up. So I'll be making fun of him really soon enough. But basically, there's 3 things that happened to me that led me to the emotion code. Pain. So the first thing for those of you who don't know this, energy healing, sometimes when you hear it, you become automatically skeptical. Energy healing. You can work with somebody out of state, out of the country, work with dogs, work with kids. What's wrong with you? You belong in a loony bin, right? But here's the funny thing is that I grew up very skeptical. I had 2 oncologists in my home, so 2 of them. So I was trying to watch Full House and eat macaroni and cheese, and they were talking about how they probably should have diagnosed their patient, right? So yeah, I'm starting with you now. So there's 3 things that happened. Number 1 is my parents split up after 30 years of marriage. Some of you guys have experienced, I know there was somebody here earlier talking about divorce, right? It's 60% divorce rate. You guys all know that, right? And then if you guys try to remarry again, it's 72% failure rate. Then it's 84% failure rate. So it seems like the emotional baggage that you received from the first situation has been following you along. But the more you read this book, if you guys haven't read it yet, it's called The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. I would definitely check this book out. I've been good friends with him. It's not metaphorical. It's these real energies that are actually transferred from your past relationship that are creating triggers and traumas in your new relationship. That's why the failure rate goes higher. And I'm going to say something that might offend some people here, but the reality is the biggest mistress in your home is not a man or a woman, but your past that you bring into your relationship. I want you guys to really sink that in, okay? The second thing is my mother unfortunately passed away with pancreatic cancer back in 2011. And I remember I was trying to do some EFT tapping on her. Some of you guys might know what EFT tapping is, right? So I was trying to do this, and I'm horrible at it. I'm just reading blogs and trying to see what I can do. What's interesting is that I said, do you have any negative thoughts about yourself? And this woman is a very powerful, I see a lot of powerful women here. I can just already tell a lot of strong energy here. And she's just one of those women that just, she's on a mission. And I said, do you have any negative thoughts about yourself? You're not going to believe what she said. She said, I don't think I'm good enough. And this was 5 months before she passed away. So do you think me as a son, who's she's my best friend, likes to hear these kind of things? No. I'm like, how did I allow you to think this way? And then I said, well, where'd you get that from? She said, my mother used to tell me that all the time when I was a child. Some of you guys, I kind of just hit you a little point there because some of you guys grew up in very toxic homes. And I said, so what really dawned on me is that, number 1 is that how the last 5 months of her life, she's talking about programming, child programming. Number 2, she's always had stomach problems, gut issues, digestive issues. I was wondering how many trapped emotions, you guys don't know what that word means yet, but how many trapped emotions were lodged in her body, causing her pain and irritation in the tissues. Then the third thing was, obviously the divorce, also pancreatic cancer. How toxic was it that I'm not good enough? How toxic really was it? And the last thing was, how many of you guys have ever done sales before? You ever done sales? All you guys are in sales. If you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, you for sure in sales. So the reality is I was in a direct sales company, and they gave me a CD that said that 70% of people are going to quit your business, and 30% are going to stick around. I'm like, 70%? That's a lot of people quitting. I realized, I was like, and then I became one of the top sponsors in the company. I was bringing a lot of people in, and everyone's like, man, you got to be happy, right? You're excited, right? I had insomnia issues. I couldn't sleep well at night. Why? Because I saw some of my best friends and good people start quitting. The attrition rate started affecting me. Does that make sense? Some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are building a team of people, and you see someone who's fully viable, amazing family, great minds, blah, 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 and they say the person, hey, I just want to call, I can't do this anymore. And you're like, what? Are you serious? You have everything? You have all the power. Nothing hurts you, right? Just stabs you in the heart. But then what about the 30% that stick around, that they dress the part, they make the right phone calls, they have the right things to say, but then no money shows up? How many of you guys know some people who are doing all the right things, but no money shows up? That ain't, and everyone say this with me, that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. And what's interesting is that, in my mind, I'm like, look, God loves the poor person much as the rich person. That person, why can't that guy get rich, right? So anyway, all these things is just a frustrated teapot that just blew up, which was me, back in July 2015. I was recommended this book by Amazon's algorithm, so I selected an email to Amazon CEO. I said, thank you for making that algorithm for the suggested read. I picked up the book and I'm like, if this is real, then this is a game changer. Because it's basically the most cutting edge energy healing I've ever seen. And but I said, you can't work with people long distance, you just can't do that. I got certified in May 2016. I've worked with close to maybe 4,000 people since then. We work with about 100 clients a week. Work with all types of people. Like I said, from the stay-at-home mom to the child to the $40,000 a month guy. Trust me, they got problems too. Like every level's a new devil. Have you guys heard that? Yeah. So here's the thing. I want to show you what is the emotion. You guys, anyone writing notes down? Because you want to trust the short pencil, not a long-term memory, right? So the way it works with the emotion code, so we're all energy, right? You guys know you're all energy, right? If you have a Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest minds of our time, said that if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you have to think of ourselves as energy, vibration, and frequency, okay? So your thought is a frequency, your body has a frequency, and this Dr. Bradley Nelson, the chiropractor, he basically started getting very sad that he would see incurable diseases in his chiropractic patients. That's how it all started. Guess what he started doing? It starts with a P, and it starts when you get personal with the Creator. He started doing prayer. So he started praying, and he found out that he needs to go back in time in ancient cultures where they believe that organs in your body are these frequency generators. Now follow me, okay? Some of you guys might lose me, but I'm trying to hold you guys in. Frequency generators, so all these different organs. Now, I think I have the grid here. Yeah, so there's about 60 emotions that you can get trapped in your body. So how do they get stuck? So for example, you feel an emotion through your body, say sorrow or sadness. It's supposed to process through your body like a regular thing. But if it's overcharged, it's in a deep sadness, deep anger, deep frustration, this energy gets stuck near the organ that created it. So for example, liver is anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment. That's why when people drink alcohol, guess what comes out? Anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment, right? You guys feel that? Or if you have a fatty liver, same thing too. How many of you guys know my favorite Superman, Christopher Reeve? Most people know what happened, right? He became a what? Paraplegic, right? But what's interesting, most people don't know what happened to his wife. His wife died of, someone know? Lung cancer. But here's the interesting thing, is she died of lung cancer, and no one knows why. No ancestral history of cancer in her family, never smoked a cigarette. Why did Christopher Reeve's wife die of cancer? Dr. Brad said, if you look at this emotion code chart, which he feels is inspired from above, he said that grief gets stuck in the lung area. So the question is did she have grief when Christopher Reeve died, or did she have grief when Christopher Reeve became a paraplegic? Right? So she felt that because she didn't marry a paraplegic. That's Superman. Like, he was an actor, he was athletic, he had lived an amazing, I'm reading his book right now. He has this amazing athletic life and gone right in front of her. What's interesting is that a trapped emotion can actually create disease and can create cancer. So it makes perfect sense in the emotion code world why she died of lung cancer. So these trapped energies are the size of a tennis ball or a cantaloupe, and they get stuck in any part of your body. Now what do? These are the three things. If you're taking notes, these are the three things that trapped emotions do. Number one, it can create irritation of the tissues in your body. So Dr. Brad has had a lot of success with fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, just trapped emotions gone wild. Not girls gone wild. It's trapped emotions gone wild. Okay. Keep your head out of the gutter. Okay. The second thing is it can also create multiple bodily symptoms or emotional symptoms. Okay. PTSD, anxiety, depression, phobias, even phobias are just trapped emotions usually. The third thing is it makes you very reactive. Now I know what you guys are thinking when, like for example, you can read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, the 5 love languages, but when you and your partner are on it, some of those books fly out the window. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like you can read as much self-development as possible, but when you trigger your husband or you trigger your wife and you're talking about it somehow like triggers of the past, we got problems in the home. And those books and Tony Robbins flies out the window. You see? So here's the thing. So in regard that's basically what the trapped emotion is. I want to talk about 2 more things, but I want to do something real quick. If you guys can do this with me real quick. Now I want you guys, it's just kind of like rolling like a little ball, but just do it very lightly, okay? Okay, everyone stop. Okay, now I want you to say in your mind, my name is, and then say your name. Obviously don't say it out loud, just say my name is, and then start spinning it, like in a very, like just kind of like this, right? So how many guys it's smooth? You know what it's smooth? Smooth, right? So then go ahead and stop it real quick. Now say my name is, and say a different name, it's not your name. And then I want you guys to go do it again, see what's the difference. It might just be just a little bit. Anybody see it? Okay. So basically what that's saying, that's called applied kinesiology, right? And what happens is it becomes kind of sticky, right? Everyone's kind of sticky, like why is it? Okay, your body is saying you're lying, right? No, watch this. No, watch this real quick. I want you guys to do this again real quick. I want you to say my age is, and say your age, your real age now, because no one knows anyway. So my age is, and then go ahead and say it, do it real quick. You see it's smooth, right? Everyone get it smooth? Okay, now stop it again. Now say it differently. Say my age is 15. Say it. Okay, see that? Okay, so that's a very, very simple method of applied kinesiology. Again, your body is telling you I'm not lying. So with that question in mind, I can go through this chart here, and I can just ask, you know, what are some, for example, let's say this wonderful lady over here. Yeah, so you guys are fine. So what's interesting, let's say she had shoulder pain. I can ask her, are there trapped emotions or hidden trapped emotions that are causing her shoulder pain? Some of you guys I've worked with, and I was on video, and you're like, how do you work on me? You're not even touching me, you're far away. But the power behind the emotion code is that you can energetically connect with someone long distance. So I've worked with people in Indonesia and Australia, and I start muscle testing myself. So there's these different ways I can muscle test myself. I'm moving my knee to the side, and then I use a magnet. But you can actually use any magnet at all. I use it on my governing meridian, which is Chinese medicine. It goes from the upper lip all the way to the back of my spine. Now I have the intention to release that energy. These little energies about the size of a tennis ball or cantaloupe. And what I do is I put it over my head, so I'm just kind of like running it around this governing meridian, which is the motherboard of your body. And as I do that, guess what happens on your side? The energy pops out of your body. So it's not moving energies, it's not massaging energies, it's extraction. How many of you guys would like long-term healing? You know, long-term? Not short-term, because we're tired of short-term. And you know what we're also tired of? Big pharma and masking. Because big pharma, what they're going to do is they're going to be like, here, just take this. But you know what happens when you don't take it? You're already addicted. You know what's happening to your liver? Slowly dying. So there has to be some way. I really feel like our loving Creator has heard the cries of all these children, all these people suffering under depression, and said this needs to come out because there's a better energetic way to make this happen. And so that's how I work with people. If you guys can do me one small favor, can you guys all stand up real quick? I only got 5 minutes. We gotta make this good, okay? All right. So what I want you guys to do, everyone, I want you. Have you guys ever heard that the sunflowers lean towards what? The sun, right? But did you guys know that you guys also have? There's a thing called a sway test. Kind of like go back and forth. What's interesting is that you guys also lean towards the sun. But I'm not going to just say the sun, because obviously this guy's really funny. He just said, where's the sun here? He's good, he's sharp. No, what I'm going to say is you guys lean towards love. You guys lean towards peace. You guys lead towards your mission in life. So I want you guys to see this real quick. And I'm not going to tell you where you're going to lean. That's not cool. So everyone just close your eyes real quick. And I want you to think about these things, and I want you to start looking at where you're leaning, okay? So the first thing is, I want you to think of war, battles, people passing away next to you, families breaking up, just desert everywhere, and you don't know what your mission is in life. You're having problems, you're confused. Like, unfortunately, guns and bullets and blood everywhere, just absolute chaos. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. How many of you guys were leaning a little bit backwards a little bit? Okay, so look at the hands, look at the hands. Okay, go ahead, we'll close your eyes again. Now I want you guys to think about this time, feeling what it would feel like to reach your full potential in this life. To be able to feel, like, think of the person that you know loves you back, and think of that person in your mind and how much they truly, truly care about you and they love you, in a world of peace, a place where everyone feels safe, a place where it's easy for you to find your mission and to, like, serve others, and it brings you more joy when you do it. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, how many of you guys were leaning a little bit forward? You guys see it? Look around, look around. Okay, so trust me, there's someone that will love you back. Okay, you can sit down. Okay, I only have 5 minutes, guys. I only have 5 minutes. So here's the last thing I want to share with you guys. So there's a thing called, if you guys write this down, this will forever change your life, and it's called heart wall. Heart wall. Heart wall. This is the greatest discovery in energy healing history that you're about to hear now. What happened to Dr. Brandon Nelson is what we call, and I guess in our days, probably a miracle. What happened was that his wife suffered with depression and PTSD, and what happened was she had this amazing, inspiring dream. Okay, I want you guys to follow me. This amazing, inspiring dream, and Dr. Brandon was trying to figure out what this dream was all about. What happened was he went into his room, and he can't explain it, but the best words to say it is that he had what we call a waking vision. Okay, and he believed that it came from above. And what happened is, in front of him, all the floor started changing in front of him. And it started looking this beautiful wooden floor. And it was perfectly intact. There was nothing wrong with this floor. And it was this pristine wooden floor. And then he kept hearing this voice saying, "Your wife's heart is underneath this floor." So then he went back to his wife and said, "Hey, I had this waking vision, blah, blah, blah." And guess what she said? "I have no idea what you're talking about," right? And then he says, "Let me muscle test you." For the first time in history, he says, "Do you have a heart wall?" And guess what she tested for? Positive. Her arm was strong, and basically said her body recognized, "I know what a heart wall is." Some of you guys haven't heard that word, but if I were to ask all of you guys to step in all line real quick and ask, let me push down on your arm and let me ask you a question, you guys would all test positive for what they call a heart wall, even though you don't even know what it is. Pretty amazing, right? And so what is the heart wall? How many of you guys have ever felt, raise your hand, just be honest, where you felt sad, where you felt like you're heavy, your heart was heavy, you felt like it was going to break? Anyone ever feel that way? Yeah, during emotional trauma. So there's a thing called broken heart syndrome, BHS, or balloon heart. Maybe 30 years ago they didn't pay too much respect to emotional components affecting your heart. 10 years ago now, like Mayo Clinic cardiologists would admit, yes, for sure, that the heart wall is a real thing. Dying of broken heart syndrome is a real thing, okay? And so what happens, the tendons inside your heart are stretching, okay? And then what happens is your heart can collapse if it rips. The problem is what stops the heart from hurting? No one knows. No one knows. Except Dr. Brad, he actually found out that these trapped emotions, you have between 200 to 300 in your body, you place it over the heart, and it protects the heart from hurting. And so the heart's like hurting, a lot of pain, but then again, the trapped emotions keep going over the heart. And if you have multiple trapped emotions in front of the heart, then you have depression, anxiety, PTSD. Here are the 5 symptoms real quick, I only have 1 minute. So here are the 5 symptoms of the heart wall. Number 1, low immune system, low energy. Who would like to have stronger immune system and more energy? Anyone? Okay. Yes. Number 2, lack of clarity of your mission in life. I believe everyone here, and if I look at you, everyone in your eyes, all of you guys have a mission in your heart. Okay? But the problem is if you have heart trauma in front of your heart, guess what? It's hard. What do they say after high school? Follow your liver? Follow your kidneys? No, follow your heart, right? But how do you follow your heart if you have heart wall trauma? Those 2 brothers over there, man, I felt your story about family passing away. if I worked with him, I would find heart world trauma, because that's one of the major reasons of heart world trauma is death in the family. So I find that there, and it's just holding them back from their fullest potential. We haven't even seen the best of those two yet. I'm telling you guys right now. So number 2 is lack of clarity of vision. Third one is desensitized heart. How many of you guys with your partner, be honest now, if your partner's here, don't be too honest, but let's say like when you feel love from people, love and affection, sometimes you're like, meh, I see you giving me love and affection. It doesn't really fill up my heart cup. Let's be real, let's be really real. That's a numb heart. That's the third one. The fourth one is your love language gets lost in translation. So, so imagine when you talk to your partner, you say, hey, I have this really good idea, and your partner goes, why would you say that? I'm like, what? I thought it was a good idea. It's like, you're being so rude. I'm not being rude. Be real now. How many times have you had good intentions and your partner just takes you totally out of whack? And you're like, dude, you got issues. Guess what? I'm here to tell you guys a little secret. She doesn't have issues, or he doesn't have issues. Your heart has issues. Okay? The fifth one is abundance and wealth. And so you guys can see, if you guys go on YouTube, go look up Heartwall. Our practice is coding alternative. I lost my voice because the DJ was being a little bit loud, and I was trying to do some work with some people. But I'm just very grateful that I got to spend time with you guys and to share this information with you guys. And the last thing I want to share with you is that, how many of you guys do real estate? Real estate? Okay, wait for a second. So I just want to ask you real quick, if you did do real estate, what would be the richest soil on the planet? What do you guys think is the richest soil on the planet? Anybody? Africa? Okay, that's a good answer. Anybody else? What? So the richest place on the planet is the cemetery, because of all the people that passed away who died with their talents inside of them. Okay? I'm telling you guys this, look into the emotion code and find out that there's way more talents that hasn't even been resurrected inside of you yet. And so I'm grateful for spending time with you guys. Thanks so much.